Jamaica, where the morning fog kisses the tops of the breadfruit trees and roosters crow before the sun stretches over the blue mountains, there lived a boy named Sean. Life in the hills wasn't easy, not for his family, not for anyone really, but it was home. Sean was raised in a humble board house with his mother, Miss Merle, and father, Delroy. The zinc roof sang whenever rain fell, and the wind whistled through the cracks in the wooden walls. Still, the little house was filled with warmth, not from things but from love. Miss Merle was a woman of steel nerves and gold heart. She ran a small cook shop right beside the primary school down in the valley, just a 15-minute walk from their home. Every morning, long before the sun rose, she'd light up her coal stove and start cooking. Fried dumplings, curry chicken, ackee and saltfish, stew peas, enough to make the whole district smell like heaven. School children would flock to her shop during lunch break, and even teachers would sneak in early for a plate. Delroy, her husband, was a quiet man. He didn't have a big job or fancy education, but what he lacked in money, he made up in heart. He'd hustle from day to day, cutting cane in season, doing carpentry, fixing bicycles, whatever he could find. He would leave before dawn, and sometimes return home with just a few $100s in his pocket. But it all went straight to Miss Merle and the children. "Me nah have plenty," he would say, patting Sean on the head. "But me always go and make sure ya belly full and ya foot dem in a shoe." Sean grew up watching his parents hustle, their hands always busy and their minds always on how to stretch little into plenty. He saw them sell in the market on Saturdays, Delroy pushing a cart full of yams, oranges and dasheen, while Miss Merle would set up a small food stall on the side, selling soup and fried fish. But not everyone was kind. In the market, people used to gossip. Miss Merle always up and down like she rich. "Look pon har Pickney in a dem torn uniform. Delroy can't even buy a decent car." Dem soon give up. The whispers were sharp, the looks even sharper. But Miss Merle never flinched. One day, she'd whisper to Sean while stirring her soup pot, "We nah go beg nobody. One day dem same people go watch we pon TV." And Sean believed her. He was a quiet boy but observant. At school he worked hard, not because life forced him, but because he saw what struggle looked like and didn't want it forever. After classes, he'd run over to the cook shop to help his mother clean up or run errands down in May Pen. By age 13, he had started selling juice at school, his own idea. With a few dollars from his father and the recipe from his mother, he made bag juice in his own small corner of the freezer and sold them cold during break time. Teachers started calling him Lil Hustler. Kids laughed, but they all lined up to buy. As the years passed, Sean's drive only grew stronger. He started learning about business online, saving data money to watch videos at internet cafes in town. He began buying used phones, fixing them with help from a cousin, and flipping them for profit. By 18, he had saved enough to start a small tech accessory shop in May Pen Plaza. People started to take notice. He expanded, first with a cart, then a stall, then a small storefront. When the money started coming in, he didn't forget. He went back to the same cook shop and helped renovate it for his mother. He built a covered area with seating and gave it a name, Merle's Blessings. The same people who used to whisper in the market now came to ask for advice or loans. But Sean never grew bitter. He remembered the hunger, the long walks, the days without electricity, and he gave back quietly, just like his parents had taught him. Years later, Sean would go on to build a chain of tech stores across Jamaica with branches in Kingston, Mandeville, and even Montego Bay. He would fly out to trade shows in Miami and Japan, rubbing shoulders with CEOs and investors, but he always came home, back to Clarendon, back to the hills. His mother, Miss Merle, now retired, still cooked from time to time, mostly for church events or just for fun. Delroy now had his own workshop, nothing big, but clean and steady. The little boy they once raised with torn shoes and hand-me-down books had grown into a millionaire, but more importantly, a man with roots, humility, and heart. And sometimes, when the wind blew just right, carrying the smell of fried fish and ripe mango through the hills, the people would whisper again, but this time with pride, "Ya see Sean? Miss Merle Pickney? Him mek it. And him never sell out him soul to do it. From market struggles to boardrooms, from gossip to greatness, Sean was proof that greatness can grow, even from the poorest soil, so long as love, sacrifice and hard work are planted deep. This is a true life story. Just remember, with hard work and dedication you can achieve anything you want in life. Subscribe for more stories like these. Remember to like, comment and share.